Right. So I got tired of reading fan fiction manually, and I wanted a more audiobook like experience where you could input text and have something read it to you. So I coded up this little application here called AllTalk Book Reader. It uses the API for AllTalk, which is an open source software on GitHub that allows you to train a model on some voices, some audio clips from some voices, and actually reproduce the sound of that voice. The model is also capable of converting text to speech, and that's what it's primarily used for. In this tutorial, we're not going to go into AllTalk. This is just a showcase of the application. I'm going to assume you know how to use Git, you know how to set up the AllTalk locally, which is a separate application, which looks something like this. Once you have that running, you can start using the AllTalk book reader. So you click this little pencil icon, and you can insert the URL to your AllTalk server. I'm running it locally, so it's localhost 7851, right? The max characters per request, don't change this. Don't put it above 4096. 4096 is the max that AllTalk can handle for a single text-to-speech generation request. That doesn't mean that you can't input text longer than that. It just means that if a piece of text that you input is longer than 4096 characters long, this application will just split it up. So you have some sample text here that I asked ChatGPT to generate a simple story about like some characters that are dogs, right? You input the text, and if you connected to AllTalk correctly, and you can check that by clicking the refresh connection status or the reload AllTalk configuration, all of the voices that you have should populate into this drop-down menu. AllTalk comes with a bunch of voices, like 20 of them built in. It has Clint Eastwood enhanced built into it. So you click the show settings, that pops in. You can select whatever voice you would like to use, right? Then you click process text. AllTalk will then break the text down by paragraph. If an individual paragraph is longer than 4096 characters, like I said, it will split that paragraph up for you. But it breaks it down by paragraph. And just to show you how it works, we can click this play this paragraph button.
I had to lose a pair of fox kids tailing me, Luna said, panting. You know how nosy they are.
So there we go. Clint Eastwood just read that sentence. You can play all of them. Like, you don't have to keep clicking 1, 2, 3. You can just hit the play button and it will play it for you. It first has to generate. So it'll go through all of them. However, as you can see, when I pressed play, there was a little bit of a delay where the this front end was waiting for AllTalk to generate that audio. That can be very annoying if you're immersed in a story that between each paragraph, there's like a 5-second pause. So there's also a setting here called pre-generate all audio. You click that and it will go through each and every paragraph. And there you go, it's already finished since we only have 3 paragraphs here. And then you can just press play. So I'll play it for you at the end of this. But like I said, there's not much to this application. It's just for those of us who want that audiobook-like experience, but don't want to have to pay for one of the applications that does this and have to have API keys and all of that stuff. This runs locally on your computer. You do need to have an understanding of Git and how to set up AllTalk. I'll put the repository links in the description, but you do need to be able to set up AllTalk. You'll have to go to the repository, go through the install and set up instructions and get this application working first and foremost, there are a bunch of settings here, but each page has like a help. You can figure it out, right? Once you get that working, you should just be able to launch this application here, and boom, you can have an audiobook-like experience that works locally. I have my computer using Tailscale, which is, it allows me to connect to my computer from my phone or from anywhere else as long as I'm connected to the same Tailscale server. So I'm able to load up text on my cell phone and then actually stream the audio from my cell phone. I don't have to be sitting at my computer to use this application as long as you have a solution like Tailscale. So it's pretty great. I use it when I'm walking on the treadmill or I'm walking outside. I can have this read things to me instead of having to look down at my cell phone while I'm walking. So here's the audio of it going through these 3 paragraphs. That's going to be the end of the video after this plays. So there we go.
The forest was still under the weight of twilight. Mist curled between the trunks like whispers, and the silver moon hung low, casting light across the clearing. That's where Luna stood, ears perked, tail low, nose twitching. "You're late," growled Bramble, the old shepherd mix, as he stepped from behind a tree. His gray fur shimmered in the moonlight, scars crisscrossing his muzzle. "I had to lose a pair of fox kids tailing me," Luna said, panting. "You know how nosy they..."
And quick note before we head out here, this is the repository for AllTalk. The application was vibe coded in a single hour using Goose, AI's command line interface. That's just a shout out to Goose. If you ever have like a small project or a small problem that you want to solve with software, and you just don't want to code it yourself, you can input into Goose, like create an app that does this. Here are the endpoints. Here's what I want it to do. Here's what I want it to look like. And it will actually develop the whole thing for you from like top to bottom with like, you don't have to put even the boilerplate. It'll create everything for you. So yeah, that's a +1 for Goose. If you're a software developer and you have these kinds of ideas, but you never actually coded it because of time reasons, because you didn't know how, or so on and so forth, you can use Goose. So yeah, see you guys.